Hi, I have two tips for operating your Korg Radias and getting the most out of it. The first tip is if you want an additional sine wave oscillator, what you do is you set the filters to parallel and turn the resonance of one of them all the way up with key tracking at 1, and this will get you an additional sine wave oscillator. You can tune it with the cutoff knob. The only catch is that it doesn't get filtered, but that can be quite interesting depending on what you're making. The other tip number 2, is that you can do additive synthesis on the radius as well. And the way you do that, if you set both oscillators to sine wave and set the amp wave shaping to sine sub osc and run the filters in parallel with filter 1 on bypass and filter 2 on LPF with res all the way up and key tracking at 1, then you have 4 sine waves to work with per timbre and 16 per patch. The only catch is that for each timbre 2 of the sine waves, they're always going to be at octaves from each other. But I guess, octaves are quite common in the harmonic series, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem. Another issue is that while each timbre has 4 sine waves to work with, you're only getting 3 envelopes for controlling the volumes, but you can use motion sequencing to control the volume too, so that's one way of getting around that. Yeah, and that's tip number 2. Thanks for listening.